What's the most inaccurate thing your child has ever been taught in school? My son's 7th grade teacher told his class that slaves built the pyramids in Egypt. Aiden came home talking about how slaves were beaten while dragging huge stones across the desert. As an archaeologist who studies ancient Egypt, I knew this was wrong. The This old idea has been proven false by many discoveries, but many schools still teach it. That's not correct, I told him. The pyramids were built by paid workers, mostly farmers who worked when the Nile flooded and they couldn't farm. We found their villages with signs of medical care, good food, and proper graves. Aiden looked confused, but Mr. Reynolds showed us a movie with slaves pulling rocks with ropes. I emailed Mr. Reynolds asking to visit as a guest speaker. He agreed, saying they were learning about ancient Egypt. When I arrived, 32 students sat at their desks. Mr. Reynolds introduced me as Dr. Malik, who studies Egyptian artifacts, and Aiden's father. I showed the class pictures of worker villages near the pyramids. These are where the builders lived. We found bakeries that made bread and beer, places where they got medical help, and tombs where they were buried with respect. I showed records of worker payments and names of teams who competed to finish sections fastest. These workers were proud of their work and even wrote their team names inside hidden areas. A girl asked, "Weren't there any slaves in Egypt?" Egypt did have slaves, I said, but evidence shows the pyramid builders were workers who got paid. If they were slaves, they wouldn't have been buried near these sacred monuments. A boy raised his hand. But our textbook has pictures of slaves building pyramids. I looked at the book. The pictures were just artists' drawings, not real evidence. Many ideas about slaves building pyramids come from movies and old mistakes, I explained. Modern research has changed what we know. So our textbook is wrong? A student asked. The class started whispering. Mr. Reynolds stepped forward. "Thank you for your visit, Dr. Malik. We need to move on now." That night, Aiden showed me a worksheet. The question was, describe how slaves built the pyramids. He wrote, "They weren't slaves according to archaeology," and got a red X. I requested a meeting with the principal and brought research papers and Aiden's worksheet. Principal Garvey listened before calling in Mr. Reynolds. When shown the evidence, he said, "This is what the curriculum has always taught. But is it correct?" Principal Garvey asked. After a pause, Mr. Reynolds said, "It's in our textbook. The slave story is more interesting for students." "But it's wrong," I said. "My son is being taught errors and marked down for knowing better." Later, the school got new history materials. Mr. Reynolds had to attend a workshop on current findings. On Aiden's next report card, Mr. Reynolds wrote, "Shows independent research, but wouldn't look at me during our meeting." When I tried to help with the history fair, my name had been removed from the list. Aiden now questions his history lessons. "Dad, is this real history or pyramid slave history?"